For the last several years, spring football at UC has been about growth, with returning veterans like Desmond Ritter and Sauce Gardner blossoming into stars. Well, this year, spring football is about change, with a lot of new starters and new coaches.
The number one objective to this whole spring is about how do we build the camaraderie of this team, from the locker room out. And that's the thing that even though you lost some guys from last year, for us in the spring, yes, it's about football, but it's really about developing that whole, how's all that team going to kind of mesh together, especially in the most critical spots where you got a quarterback battle. That to me is every bit as much as anything is kind of just developing the whole overall feeling of what that team's going to look like as a group, especially in that locker room.
Everybody who's leading now wasn't nobody who wasn't a leader before. I always try to pride myself on, leading by example and such. Never been too much of a rah-rah guy, but I just try my best on the field to lead by example.
We got to find ways to give these quarterbacks every opportunity. So I know we got a lot of positions that got to get a lot of work, but the reality is we're trying to find ways to make sure we put the quarterbacks in position that they can get as much work as possible. For us, that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about building the chemistry and the camaraderie with a lot of leadership that's gone, but finding out how that's all going to work together, and it starts at the quarterback position.
They're both great teammates, great players. I'm excited to see it. I'm happy that they're battling, but I know personally, and as the receivers, running backs, our job is to make whoever's out there look good. I'm excited to see how this plays out to spring and fall, and obviously until we get to the games.
You try not to talk about the wins and the losses. You try to just truly talk about the process, and it's just about, hey, let's make sure we find a way to focus on this team and find out who we really are going to be.
Like Coach always says, we don't deserve anything, we have to earn it all. So I think that's our mentality every year, coming into the season, so this starts now in spring ball. So everything that we get, we want to earn. And obviously the guys that came here before, just learning from them and what they did and applying it to all the people now.
I don't think we're going to drop off at all, for real, honestly. As long as everybody's bought in, we do what we need to, everything's going to be all right.
The Bearcats return to practice on Thursday, and that will be followed by UC's Pro Day, as the members of last year's team hoping to make the jump to the NFL will work out for scouts, front office personnel, and NFL coaches. More than 60 are expected for Pro Day on Thursday. With the Bearcats at spring football, I'm Dan Hoard for GoBearcats.com.